Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story from Dorking Wanderers with me, Daniel. It's season 12, episode 4, and today we're back for a pretty big one. It's the double header against Liverpool, very strange scheduling over Christmas, but the runaway leaders and defending champions are coming up against us twice in today's episode. Ironically, we played them 2 games ago in another Carabao Cup quarter-final. You can see in the top right that didn't end well. And we're just starting to find a little shaky patch of form now. So after a brilliant start, we're dropping down. We're in 8th place, but only 6 points off 14th. So 2 defeats today, and we could be well in the bottom half and starting to glance over our shoulders. So fingers crossed that won't be the case. But against Liverpool, I cannot see any other outcome. So we'll go and have a look at our recent form, how we've got to where we are, and get into these 2 games in a moment. But firstly, a massive thank you to everyone who continues to support the series and the channel in general. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're still enjoying it. It's been a brilliant first Premier League season, and we've just got to get 14 more points on the board. If you're looking forward to this one, please do put a thumbs up on the video. If you've missed any of the season so far, you can catch up in the eye above. There's also a link to my other story, The Head Coach, the latest season of that one, and yesterday's transfer special live stream. Thank you to everyone that was able to come along. I really do appreciate it. I love interacting with you in the chat in the live streams, but I know with Tuesday being my only day off work and having to do it in the morning, it's not ideal for some people. So there's a full stream replay in the eye above. You can still get down in the comments there and let me know what you think, and I'll happily get involved and respond where possible. If you want to keep up to date with all the content on the channel, including our 2 Sunday series as well, please do subscribe down below and turn the notifications on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases, and of course whenever we go live as well, something I'm looking to do a bit more of in the future. I'm really enjoying it so far. The first couple have been fantastic, and fingers crossed there's many more to come. But today it's all about Dorking Wanderers, and we start with off the pitch news, which has got me very excited. So we've had our youth facilities upgrade completed again, so now I think we're into the average or above average, adequate. So yeah, we were one of those middle of the road ones. Interestingly, we can't improve the training facilities despite them being below average, which I don't quite understand, especially now we're a Premier League club, so we'll keep up with that next season. But more importantly, you know where we're heading. We've had our youth intake preview, and look at the message. This is a good group of players coming through. We have never had that message with Dorking before. It's always been don't expect much or not a lot of quality. But this one, Richie Sutton thinks is a good group. Even one, just 1 star. I don't care what position, how balanced their attributes are. I just want 1 player who's good enough to play in a position first team. And if we can get to the end of this save winning things and have 1 youth academy player in the squad, for me, that is a resounding success. We've still got 8 or 9 seasons to go, so fingers crossed that'll be the case. And if we can get 1 special talent through here, it could be our route to stardom. So some positive signs going into the winter period. The dynamics are looking very strong, and that, considering we've lost 2 games in a row, is no mean feat at all. But before that, we'd had another little run. It's just sort of what you'd expect from a middle of the road side. A couple of defeats, a couple of wins, a couple of draws. It's just perfect inconsistency. But I think that little run at the start of December with 1 very standout result is going to be the reason that we stay up this year. So you were last with me for that draw against Manchester United, so close to getting a shock on the board, and we followed it up with a 1-0 win. Our backups beating Southampton in the Carabao Cup, and it was Joe Thompson, the left winger, with a goal. Still won't sign a new deal and wants to leave the club, so January could see him going. But into November, just 2 games strangely, and we lost both of them, I'm afraid. 2-0 an expected defeat at home to Chelsea. Jadon Sancho scored a goal running around the whole team. And then a 1-0 defeat, disappointing at Norwich. We didn't deserve anything from it, but we got so close to nicking a point. We talked about being plucky on the road for a couple of years now, but it just wasn't to be on that occasion. Though into December, it all started to click. We played Watford first, a 4-2 victory, despite the fact we were both 1-0 and 2-1 down. Ibai Nunes scored a cracker, Martin Prescott ended a goal drought there, Mitchell Baker, and then look who turned up. Michael Stropper took our 3rd penalty of the season, and he made no mistake, sending his opposite number the wrong way. And Michael Stropper has got his first goal for the club, and he is now our primary penalty taker. What a player, what a man, and he's delivered again there. If he can get a few goals, might add some money to his value as well, now up to 11.5 million. And with Ben Barrett at the club, a good keeper as well, that could be the first big sale in the Premier League. But on to Bournemouth, a good 1-1 draw on the road. Carl Boyce scoring a good goal in that one. Jack Walker got a knock, but he did put in a good performance there. Otherwise, we were a little bit flat. A 3-0 win at City, and I don't know how we won this. We got outclassed, outplayed, but on the counter we were brilliant. We were 1-0 up with 10 to go. City threw everything at us. I think they went 3-4-3, and then they had their centre-halves running out with the ball. But on the break, we just hit them. It was fantastic to watch. Ryan Lima scored a brilliant individual goal. Peter McLaughlin played a good role in that early on as well. And Peter McLaughlin himself got the second before Fraser Cotley off the bench, a third against City. His value's still up there in the over 10 millions. And he's going to get some big offers in January, I'm sure. It was followed up with a success at home to Derby, 4-0 victory this time. Martin Prescott with a brace, Cole Boyce and Peter McLaughlin, the skipper again, finally setting into that role. I mean, he's improving very, very quickly, and he could be a big star in the future. Worth £15 million now. Now, don't forget, we got him for $74,000 at the time, one of our record signings, and it looks like the best bit of business we might have ever done. But unfortunately, after that, as you know, our Carabao Cup run did come to an end. That was against today's opponents, Liverpool. An early Sean Wheatley red card costing us there, and that will probably be his last appearance for the club, I'm afraid. And in a 1-0 defeat against Villa, another one we lost late on. Just a little sort of issue for us. That one and the Norwich one. 2 late defeats. I can't remember Leicester. That was an early one, I think. But otherwise, we've been in games. We've not lost any heavily. We've not had any disaster classes. Probably by that Carabao Cup tie. And unfortunately, that's our opponent for the 2 games today. So let's go and get into this Liverpool one. The first one of the Boxing Day doubleheader. And for some reason, we're playing them twice in 3 days. The other news in defence is because of Jack Walker's little knock. We've had Kyle Brown come in at centre-half. He was unhappy, but he's played really well since he's been in. So he's going to be in today. Parsons to be replaced by Walker on the bench, who is now fit again. In terms of the squad, just toured off with a little knock. Who can come onto the bench for him? Joe Thompson, maybe? Could be one of his last appearances. Still worth over $3 million. That's not bad going. And we will try and get him a new deal soon, because he's been remarkable this year. Probably the man ahead of him in the pecking order hasn't had his best year, Aaron White. He started well, but he has dropped off recently. So we'll be looking for something from him today. But our 11 is Stropper in goal. Allen's become first choice left back with James over on the right. Baker and Brown at centre half. We've got Boyce and Nunes in the middle. Lima, White and McLaughlin the attacking 3. And Martin Prescott up front on his own. Just starting to score goals now. Got 4 for the club. Improved back up to 3-star and his attributes are going too. So I'm really positive about his future. And I'm hoping these boys can do something special. The home game's probably the better chance of the 2. So let's see if we can nick a result. 4-1-4-1 for Liverpool. Not many players we recognise. Alisson still in goal. Tanguy Ndombele is centre midfield. And apart from that, it's just a stream of brilliant young footballers. All regens, all brilliant. And I'm sure they will cause us many, many troubles. But let's go and ask the lads to prove a point. They're motivated. They're gaining confidence. They're all looking fairly happy. So we're just trying to get everyone on board and trying to get as many results as possible. We'll drop to balanced against a bigger team and see if we can hold out for at least a point. Throwing at right back, 10 minutes on the clock, and it's James playing a 1-2 with Baker. Don't really want to be playing with it there, not against the champions, although it does fall for Nunes in the middle. He goes wide to Allen, the left back. There's definitely one area we've got to improve next year. I don't actually think Allen or Diallo are better than Luke Thomas last year, but we couldn't reject nearly 10 million and he wouldn't sign a new deal. So to get 2 cheap options in is great. Diallo will sell for more than $1 million and Allen for 140 grand was it we got him for? He'll go for miles more than that. So they're good signings nonetheless, but I don't think they're long-term solutions. On the right, in James and Petrucci, I believe they will be. But at left back, I think we'll be shopping again next summer. Maybe even in January, who knows. The same for Aaron White on the left wing as Ndombele scores. Maybe not a strong enough hand from Stropper, but it had been coming. They're such a threat from set pieces. And Liverpool lead 1-0 with a quarter gone. And you can't say you didn't see this coming. We have got a tough run of games over winter. And it could well cost us as we drop down the league. It's another corner for the away team. Into the box. Almost a carbon copy. Collado heads wide. And we're lucky it's still 1-0. But as we were saying before, left-hand side is definitely the priority next year. We need a new left winger because Aaron White won't stay again. We need a new left back as it's the weakest area as Lima puts a free kick just wide. And I think, really, other than that, it might just be centre-half, depending on whether Baker goes back or not. If we can keep him, it would be brilliant. But I think Chelsea might want him after his performances this year. Carl Brown's on a booking. We've got to close him down as the left-back skinned in the challenge there. Brilliant play, and Liverpool have scored. How on earth has that second shot gone in? Stropper did well at his front post the first time. And in the second one, the rebound, he was almost on the byline. So how on earth he managed to get that through, I don't know. But Robert scores, it's 2-0 to Liverpool, and we're certainly not getting a point from this one. Definitely the hardest game of the season, we're not going to doubt that. Liverpool have been by far the best side in England the last few years. 3 Champions Leagues in a row, they won the league last season and they're top again this year, and they're in again on the right hand side. Robert to the byline, crosses in, easy header, 3-0, Brian Jones puts it in, and despite being cautious in our approach today, this looks like it could be an onslaught. I don't know that I'm going to want to watch 2 games after this, but at half time it's going to be 3-0 to the visitors. And it might even be 4 because they're coming forward again. We've played our 2 minutes of stoppage time, but we're still going. Here's Remy, back to the midfielder and Ndombele, and he's got a man over on the left who he switches it to. It was Jones, the third goal scorer, finds Anderson, and there's no real pressure at all. Collado to Jones, back out to Anderson. 3 or 4 in the box, he can cut it back. Why hasn't a whistle gone? That's what I want to know. It's gone in for 4, Stropper at his near post beaten. And why on earth were we still playing? This is the sort of game that can damage morale, and with us playing them twice in a row, we can't afford that. We've then got a championship banana skin in the FA Cup. I mean, it can all start to go wrong. But that was terrible. We're going to ask the lads for more, and we desperately need a response in the second half. But we haven't been woeful. We have been a bit outplayed, but Liverpool just been so clinical. And it's Robert with a corner again, an outswinger, into the box, good save Stropper this time. Tipped onto the bar, and it's back to Munoz. I think what we're going to do, probably with half an hour to go, is bring on some of the youngsters. Get them half an hour of Premier League football. The likes of Petrucci, the 18-year-old who needs a bit more, might be 19 now. And maybe Gilroy in the middle as well. But with an hour gone, it's still 4-0. And we are dropping down to 9th, but thankfully other results seem to be going our way. So 65 on the clock. Lewis James replaced by Petrucci. He's furious anyway. Peter McLaughlin's not happy. Gilroy's 24 though, older than you think. Porteous only 22, so he can come on for Nunes. And what else can we do up there? So Diallo's 26, Gilroy 24. Diallo, incidentally, worth less than we signed him for. Cotleo 24, Jack Walker 25. But Brown's on a booking, so do you know what? Jack Walker will come on. Let's get him on at centre half. We're going to trust Aaron White not to get another red card, and we'll get back into the last quarter. Dorking Wanderers 0, Liverpool 4, and this doesn't bode well for the trip to Anfield. Liverpool made their 3 subs as well, resting some of the stars. Harry Kane's still at Spurs in the 12th season. Missed a penalty there. He's got to be 38, hasn't he? 37 years of age. Off the bench this year 16 times. I mean, he is 11 away from Alan Shearer's record there. That's incredible. And he's not really scored the last few years. In fact, not had any big years since the first season. There's this weird thing that happens on FM. I don't know if you've noticed it. Wherever he ends up, normally either Tottenham or United, or Liverpool occasionally this year, Harry Kane always ends up playing on the left wing. And we've given away a penalty there, I think. VAR we're going to, but I'm sure that was in the box. It looked like it was. No, a free kick. Petrucci, a bit of a mistake from the youngster, but he gets away with it. And this is a hard learning curve for the kids like him. Robert in, Munoz heads over. And we survive at 4, but it could well be many, many more. Petrucci definitely needs the football. We might even loan him out soon, because do you know what? He'll really benefit from it. But here we go. We're coming forward. Can we get a consolation? A home goal for the home fans to cheer. Boys to the right wing to Lima. Had a good spell apart from this game. Into Prescott. Oh, we need him to get a bit more clinical. He scored 3 this month, and he is starting to look a Premier League striker. But we really need him to be scoring more than 1 in 4. He's on course to get, what, 8 or 9 this year? We could do with 10 to 12 at this level. But here's Anderson back to Munoz, and Liverpool playing it around us very easily. Picasso, I mean, this is probably the best side I've seen here. A Stropper makes a good save. Does really well to hold it. And I'm not even at the point now where I'm reacting to things. I'm sort of sure that this is a foregone conclusion. I knew Liverpool would win, and I'm not that excited. But Lima's chasing this. Can we get that goal? We can. It's into Prescott. Oh, it's blocked. Lima again. It's blocked again. Oh, I thought we were going to nick it at least. But the final whistle goes. The chance goes begging. And it's Dorking 0, Liverpool 4. A good spirited second half performance. And to be honest, the lads did do their best. So we'll just encourage them. Keep the confidence up. Because it's going to be even tougher away to them in 3 days' time. Then we follow up with the Merseyside rivals Everton. Then that FA Cup banana skin we talked about. It's a really tough spell for the club. I mean, even afterwards, it's not the easiest Premier League run. We've got Birmingham away, but then Tottenham United, Leicester, Everton again, Arsenal again, before we get back to Sheffield United, Villa and Derby. 3 of the games we'd probably be chasing. But even then, some of those are better sides this season. So really, it's our running that's better. We've got a good last sort of 8 or 9 games bar Chelsea. And I think that's where it's going to be key for us. If we can pick up another 5 or 6 points along the way, just to keep ourselves in and around a little bit of distance to the relegation zone, I'll probably feel a bit more confident. But we've played the first Liverpool game and been completely outclassed. And I'm a glutton for punishment. So we're going to skip ahead 3 days. And this time, we're going to head to Anfield to face them. Same competition, same sort of team. Let's hope it's a different result. Back for game 2 then. Deja vu, but this time we're heading to Anfield. The heavy odds-on favourites. We're down to 9th in the Premier League, and today it could go as low as 12th with the wrong results. Well, actually, we've got a game in hand, so that's not the case. Can anyone else catch us? No. Reading can get within 1, but we are starting to slide a little bit. As long as the bottom 3 stay on a low number of points, I don't care. Aaron White's got a suspension because he's picked up too many yellows, and that means Joe Thompson's going to get a start on the left today. A good way to put him in the shop window, perhaps. Tordoff will come back on the bench as he's fit again, a natural replacement among the backup team. And this is the exact lineup that we had last time out, with the exception of the change on the left. So Thompson in for White, Tordoff back on the bench. Otherwise it's as you were. Hopefully it won't be the same result. Well, a different formation for Liverpool at home, a 4-2-4, a bit like what we were playing down in the National League South and National League. You remember Tom Richards off the left wing, Jason Pryor up front with Cameron Archer. Those were the days, weren't they? All the way back to the start. But for us, same formation, same tactics, same idea. Maybe we can catch them on the break. It worked against City, but Liverpool in game, a far better team. So we do have to watch that a little bit. We're going to drop to balanced as we did last time out. Make it 4 instead of 6 perhaps. But a very good team, a very good opponent. And it's going to be hard for us to get a result today. 5 minutes in, we've already conceded a shot. Though we have got the first attacking highlight here. Allen with a throw on the left to Nunes. Oh, he's been robbed of it. I thought it might be our highlight there, but in the end he's lost possession. Back to Brown on halfway though. Long ball over the top. Lima chases, but is headed away by Remy. Finds Picasso, and he will surge down the left. Long ball forward for Kalantari. Came off the bench last time, but starts today. And that's the sort of luxury you have at the top. They can rotate 5-6 players, as Kalantari scores already. Alexander-Arnold sets it up. He didn't play the first game either. I mean, they can just rotate half the team and bring in those sort of players. Whereas we're playing the same 11 bar 1 enforced change. And we don't have anything stronger on the bench. So 10 minutes gone, Liverpool lead. I think it's going to be another long day. But to be honest, to be in this position at this stage of the season is miraculous. It's into the box. It's going to be 2 here. Good block. Throwing bodies on the line. But no one's really getting there. Just don't give away the penalty. Don't foul him. There's no need. Into the back post. Goes harmlessly wide. And it stays 1-0 with 15 gone. But to be honest, as we said at the start, particularly after those first 2 games, I was worried because of the results and a lack of clinical edge. But actually, in terms of performances looking back, they were very good. We drew against Sheffield United, and if Stropper had taken a penalty, we probably would have won. And the second game, if it wasn't for the 2 red cards, we might have got a result against Arsenal. I'm stopped in my tracks as Liverpool have put a second one in, and that was a wicked cross. Salado just swipes it in with his right foot. It had so much whip on it. Wicked delivery right in the corridor, and Smith charges in and hammers it into the top of the net. And we've given it away immediately from the centre kick. It's 2-on-2. Kyle Brown has been skinned. Smith coming forward again here. Finds Victor Hugo. Beats the fullback. In on his own. It's hit the post and the rebound's off the line. He had to score that surely. But Baker clears away. It remains 2. And Liverpool are absolutely rampant here. They're definitely going to win a title. They're by far the best team we've seen this season. As McLaughlin brings it out from the head and away. Falls for Victor Hugo though. Brings it back again. Finds Salado. A lovely little flick. Liverpool playing contently. We've yet to test the keeper. And it's 2-0 with 10 minutes to the break. But as we were saying, what a position to be in. At the start of the year, we never thought this would happen. I say as we produce one of the most amateurish bits of defending we have in this entire series. I mean, if you get the ball on the line from a header, just hoof it clear. Get it in that stand over there. I don't care where it goes. But he's dallied on the line and I've just slid in and tapped it in. It's 3-0 Liverpool and it's a very familiar pattern to the last game. But we never expected to win these. This was just a barometer, a moment to see how far we'd come and how far we had left to go. So we're going to give the same half-time team talk again and we're going to get back into the second half. But as I say, we're in a position that I could have never anticipated at the start. We've got over a point a game. We've got a red card. No, just a penalty. It's definitely going to be a penalty. Cole Boyce commits the foul. Nunes booked sliding off for challenges. And Liverpool have a chance to make it 4. Can Stropper save as well as he scores them. Alexander-Arnold in. Liverpool 4, Dorking 0. And I've got a feeling there might be one or two more yet. Confidence staying up is going to be crucial after this. We're still 13 points clear. There's no problem with relegation at the moment. But you've seen in the past in real life, the likes of Blackpool, Hull, all been in these positions and ended up fighting on the final day. We don't want to be the next one. Liverpool coming forward again, and it's a ball into the box which is headed away. Boyce this time wins a header without committing a foul. Lima nearly gets a second booking, and it's back to Brian Jones and Caruso. The embarrassment of riches is amazing here. It's out to Hugo on the right. He's been brilliant. What a touch that is. Back to Alexander-Arnold. Into the box, headed away. But we can't get past the 30-yard line. I mean, as soon as it gets to here, it's back into another wave of attack. Alexander-Arnold to the byline again. Back to Victor Hugo. Two on the edge. Gets it in. Kalantari. 5-0. Stropper can't stop it. And I'm afraid it is going to be a long day. Hang on. Offside? It didn't look it. I'm not going to complain. But with 20 to go, we're going to make changes. Ryan Lima's had an awful game apparently. He seems to do this a bit. He's brilliant for 2 or 3 and then has one woeful game. Is he like struggling with big games or something like that? No, not really a mention of that. Nothing about inconsistency. So it's really weird that that's the case. But either way, it means Alan Torloff can get a rare Premier League game. Inside forward on support for him. Our usual midfield duty there. Carl Boyce concedes a penalty. He'll be replaced by Porteous. We'll switch Nunes to the deep line playmaker. Porteous back to his favoured role on his favoured side. Joe Thompson really should come off, but Petrucci needs to come on. So he's going to come on for Allen at left back. Let's just get them on for the last 20. It's not his best position, but let's get the youngsters some football in a game that doesn't really matter. We're staying in 9th regardless at the halfway point, and what a season it's been so far. It does have the potential to drop away, but for now it's a brilliant result. Caruso in from a corner. It's Liverpool again. It's 5. No stopping that one. Collado with a brilliant volley. And sometimes you've just got to admire your opponents. What a performance it's been, and it shows how far we've got to go if we want to be the top side in the Premier League. Liverpool are some side in this series, and they've got another chance to make it 6 here. Into the box. Brown heads down. Volley just over the bar. Oh, what a team. What a team they are. Liverpool rampant, they're going to win the league again, and they've beaten us 9-0 over these 2 games. To be honest, we've put in as much as we can. The assistant's not upset. We're trying to keep the confidence up, but it's going to be interesting to see how we react in the next month. It could be the start of a very tough run. Porteous picks up a knock. He's only out for a few days though. Otherwise, no real bad news off it. But next time, we've got a big episode on our hands. We'll be back for the end of the transfer window in January, so we'll come back for deadline day, which should be Friday the 31st, and then we'll have the Everton game away from home 2 days later. We'll find out how we've reacted against them in this next game coming up off camera, and then we've got a big January to go through. Tough games against Spurs, United, Leicester, that FA Cup tie, which I'm really quite worried about. It's going to be a really long month for us. So when we come back there, we'll have an idea where we're going to be. If we've won 1 or 2 of these games, I'll be in celebratory party mood. We'll be safe, we'll be happy. But I've got a feeling it might not be like that. So if you want to find out and you did enjoy this one, please do put a thumbs up on the video. I'm conscious that I often show you home games where I know I've got a decent chance. So I thought this one was only fair to show you what we're like against the best. A 9-0 aggregate defeat in 2 games against what will surely be the champions yet again this year. Let me know down in the comments if you think we need to do anything in January. I think for me the main priority is left back, and if Thompson goes, obviously left wing too. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with how this team's developing. Against Everton, we're going to be missing a few. Aaron White ineligible, Lewis James suspended. But you know, we've got a decent side. If we don't get too many injuries, we should be alright. It's been a remarkable season so far, despite today's episode, and we've got to keep positive for the months ahead. If you haven't already and you don't want to miss it, subscribe down below and turn your notifications on. You'll get daily alerts as FM20 content releases on the channel. Tomorrow we'll be back with the start of the season in our other series, The Head Coach. Again in that series, our first game at Premier League elite level. We had a big transfer special live stream yesterday. Our director of football took charge. Go and find out how he did in the eye above. And this one will be back in 2 days' time with that big transfer deadline day in January here. Please do check out my 2 Sunday series as well if you can. They're in the eye above, the FM20 Network career and my Stadium Review series. I really do appreciate your support with all the new content, and I hope you continue to enjoy it. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support of the series and channel. And hopefully I'll see you next time for a massive game here as we try and stay clear of relegation and get back to winning ways in the league.